Welcome to today's video, where we reveal a counterintuitive strategy for big purchases. Use a credit card instead of cash, only if you can pay the full balance immediately. We'll show how to leverage sign-up bonuses, category rewards, and built-in protections while avoiding interest entirely. Think of this like a pre-funded debit card strategy that yields rewards and safety. If used with discipline, it becomes free money and enhanced protection. If not, it can be a debt trap. Now let's outline our roadmap. Here's our plan for the session. First, we'll compare credit versus cash for large purchases and explain why credit can win under strict rules. Next, we'll look at sign-up bonuses and how they can multiply your value. Then, we'll cover the consumer protections that credit cards provide. After that, we'll discuss how to choose the right card for your spending pattern. We'll follow with a step-by-step execution framework and finish with key pitfalls to avoid. Along the way, we'll quiz you to reinforce learning. Now, let's dive into why credit can beat cash. When you have the cash on hand, running the purchase through a credit card first, then paying in full, can outperform using cash. That's because you can stack sign-up bonuses, ongoing rewards, extended warranties, and strong fraud protections that cash simply doesn't offer. The key is that you must already have the funds available and commit to paying the statement in full. Otherwise, interest costs will wipe out your gains. With that premise set, let's nail the core idea and its non-negotiable condition. The core idea is straightforward. First, you must already have the cash for the purchase, set aside and ready. Second, you put the large purchase on a rewards credit card. Third, as soon as the statement generates, you pay the entire balance in full, no carryover. This sequencing allows you to collect sign-up bonuses and ongoing rewards while leveraging consumer protections, without paying any interest. If that full payoff doesn't happen, the strategy fails because interest erodes or exceeds your rewards. Next, let's visualize the decision process with a quick flowchart to show the go/no-go logic. This decision map starts with a simple question. Do you already have the full cash set aside? If yes, proceed to use a rewards credit card for the purchase. Then, check whether your spend meets the sign-up bonus requirement. If it does, you collect the larger bonus. If not, you still earn base rewards. Next, pay the statement in full to avoid interest. The outcome is net rewards with zero financing cost. If you do not have the full cash set aside, use cash or debit and avoid debt. The warning branch highlights a common risk. If you feel tempted to carry a balance, stop immediately because interest will destroy the value of your rewards. Now that the logic is clear, let's highlight why sign-up bonuses are the biggest driver of value. Sign-up bonuses are often the largest chunk of value. Card issuers commonly require hitting a spending threshold within a set period, such as 3 months. A planned large purchase can meet that threshold in a single transaction, turning required spending into a high-value reward. You can amplify this by choosing a card with category multipliers aligned to your purchase, like home goods or general cash back. After earning the bonus, redeem for cash back, statement credits, or travel redemptions depending on your goals. Next, let's compare credit versus cash directly to see where the protections and rewards show up. On the credit side, you can earn substantial sign-up bonuses and ongoing rewards, plus benefit from strong fraud protection, easier dispute resolution, and sometimes extended warranties or price protection. The catch is discipline. You must pay in full to avoid interest. On the cash or debit side, you avoid any chance of card interest and keep things simple, but you miss out on bonuses, rewards, and many protections. For disciplined spenders with cash on hand, credit can deliver superior total value. Next, let's examine consumer protections in more detail. Credit cards typically offer zero liability coverage for fraudulent transactions, meaning you're not financially responsible for authorized fraud. They also feature streamlined dispute and chargeback processes, which can be crucial when a product arrives broken, late, or not as described. Many cards add extended warranties to eligible purchases, adding months or a year to the manufacturer warranty. Some include purchase protection against damage or theft for a short period, and even return protection when a merchant declines a return. These protections behave like invisible insurance for major purchases. Next, we'll look at how to choose the right card and quantify value. Here's a sample checklist to evaluate cards. First, the sign-up bonus often drives the most value, such as a $200 bonus after meeting a spend threshold. Second, base rewards act as your floor, for instance 2% cash back on all purchases. Third, category boosts can align with your specific large purchase, such as 5% on home improvement or home goods. Fourth, ignore introductory APRs if your plan is to pay in full. You shouldn't need financing if you already have the cash. Lastly, weigh protections like extended warranty and purchase protection as added value. Now let's reinforce this with a timeline of a typical bonus window. This timeline starts with card approval. Over months 0 to 3, you have a spending window to meet the threshold. The large purchase often triggers the requirement quickly. As statements generate, you pay in full every cycle. Typically, the bonus posts in the following statement, or within a few weeks after you meet the requirement. Finally, you redeem rewards as cash back, statement credit, or travel points. The repeated emphasis is to pay in full each cycle to lock in rewards without incurring interest. Speaking of discipline, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Question: what is the non-negotiable rule that makes the strategy work? Options: A. Carry a small balance to build credit. B. Pay the full statement balance immediately when it posts. C. Make minimum payments to keep utilization low. D. Only use store cards for large purchases. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to pay the full statement balance immediately when it posts. This ensures you pay no interest, so all rewards and protections translate into real net value. Carrying a balance or making only minimum payments defeats the strategy, because the interest cost can exceed the rewards. Next, let's walk through a step-by-step execution checklist so you can do this safely and consistently. Here's the step-by-step. First, pre-fund your purchase by setting aside the entire cost in a separate account or earmarked bucket. Second, select a card whose sign-up bonus window and category rewards match your intended purchase timing. Third, place the purchase on the card. Fourth, track the statement date and set an automatic full statement payment to avoid interest. Fifth, confirm the payment clears and monitor for the bonus posting. Sixth, redeem your rewards and record the value so you stay accountable and can evaluate whether the strategy worked as planned. Next, let's address common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Avoid these common pitfalls. Carrying a balance is the biggest. Interest rapidly erodes or eliminates your rewards. Don't overspend just to hit a bonus. The purchase must be necessary and pre-funded. Be vigilant about dates. Missing the statement due date or the minimum spend window can nullify value. Consider annual fees relative to the net bonus. Sometimes the bonus still far exceeds the fee, but verify. Finally, read protection exclusions to understand what is and isn't covered. With risks addressed, let's quantify the trade-off between rewards and interest using a quick pie visualization. This pie chart illustrates the concept. When you pay in full, rewards tend to dominate value because you keep the bonus and multipliers without any financing costs. However, if you carry a balance, interest can quickly dominate, potentially overwhelming any rewards earned. The determining factor is your behavior. Paying in full preserves value. Carrying balances destroys it. Now let's do one more quick quiz to lock this in. Question: which scenario best uses this strategy? Options: A. You have $2,000 saved. Buy a $2,000 appliance on a rewards card and pay in full at statement. B. You have $0 saved. Buy a $2,000 TV to get the bonus and pay it off over 6 months. C. You open 3 cards and spend more than planned to hit all bonuses. D. You use a debit card to avoid any chance of interest. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is using the rewards card only when you already have the full amount saved and will pay the statement in full. This locks in rewards and protections while avoiding interest. Financing a purchase to chase a bonus defeats the purpose. Overspending to hit multiple bonuses is risky. Using a debit card avoids interest but leaves rewards and protections on the table. Next, before we wrap, let's include an important disclaimer. This content is educational and not financial advice. Consider your personal situation, credit score, and cash flow before applying for or using any credit product. Read issuer terms, fees, and protection exclusions carefully. And always pay your statement in full by the due date to avoid interest. If you cannot guarantee full payoff, do not use this strategy. Now let's crystallize the key takeaways. Here are the key takeaways. 1. Only use credit if the purchase is pre-funded and you will pay in full. 2. Time your large purchase to trigger the sign-up bonus. 3. Pick a card whose rewards align with your spending. 4. Leverage consumer protections like disputes and extended warranties. 5. Avoid interest, overspending, and missed deadlines. Next, let's summarize the entire strategy in a compact format. To summarize, pre-fund your purchase, then run it through a rewards credit card to capture bonuses and multipliers. Pay the statement in full to preserve value and avoid interest. Choose a card that aligns with your spending categories and bonus windows. Use the built-in protections as a safety net, not as a reason to spend more. Finally, let's close with a quick thank you and a creative call to action. Thanks for watching. If this helped you turn necessary spending into real rewards, please like the video, share it with someone planning a big purchase, and subscribe for more smart money strategies. In the comments, tell us the biggest purchase you might run through a card and which bonus you're targeting. Until next time, spend smart and always pay in full.